even if it's temporary.
Hey,
He needs to be
everybody.
put in the hospital so they can completely diagnose him.
He's probably
in case there's something
dehydrated.
else going on.
Well, okay.
It's not dementia.
I am coming here with Rant and Rave. And see, you know, I felt bad saying that Trump was on the spectrum. But to me, that's my only explanation. Without just saying he's plain stupid. So I was trying to give him not an out, but at least benefit of the doubt, the explanation to why
maybe
he just don't understand things and all that. And then I just watched Seth Meyers. And yeah, I know Seth Meyers is a comedian, you know, ha ha ha. Nobody takes it seriously. Well, it wasn't what Seth said that made me do this video. I was watching and Seth was showing a, not interview, I guess it's an interview, phone interview, camera interview, that somebody was having with one of the news stations. Might even been Fox News. Let's just say Fox News so that y'all don't think MSNBC and all the other news stations is against Trump, for y'all that support him and think that his butt don't stink, that his SHIT don't stink. The girls are still awake, and I'm trying not to cuss. So let's just say it was Fox News. I don't know which news station it was. I'm just saying that so that the mega heads, that's what I call them, the mega heads will continue listening. Probably won't.
So I can get treated.
But he said that Paul Ryan was in the Oval Office speaking to Trump and speaking to Mike Pence. And I don't remember specifically what they said he was talking to him about. I remembered until they said what Trump did. And I was like, what? So, well, no, Paul Ryan, he's in there talking to Trump and to Pence. That's very important. Yes, please move. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You can show them in a minute. So, in the middle of Paul Ryan talking, Trump then gets up, like he's not being talked to. He gets up and he walks out of the room. He walks down the hall, which is like 2 rooms. He walks into another room, which is 2 rooms down from the Oval Office. They hear the TV come on and they hear him sit down. Mike Pence had to get up, go into that room, and bring Trump back into the Oval Office so that Paul Ryan could finish saying what he's saying. Now, I say all that to say this. That doesn't necessarily describe Asperger's, autism, whatever else on the spectrum. It could a little bit, but let's just throw that out the window because he says he's the smartest person. Okay. To me and to Gary, that describes dementia. Trump is 78. So it's not a far-fetched. And I described it to Gary. And Gary's like, oh yeah, that sounds like Papa, which is his grandfather. That was a World War II veteran. And he got dementia later on in life. And you would sit there and be talking to him. And he'd just start wheeling away, like in a wheelchair. And go off and his favorite thing to do was to look at walls, or what was it that he liked doing?
He just,
I know, but
he liked to go try to watch birds.
He liked to try to go watch birds, and so he would wheel off so that he can go to a window and look, not knowing that you're talking to him, because he done forgot who you are, and he was just sitting there basically hearing somebody talk, but he didn't know she was talking to him. That sounds like Trump. And I know it's not full dementia. It could be. Maybe it's dehydration. Maybe Trump's dehydrated. So mixed with stress, because he is in over his head. Open up the government. No to the wall. This is my personal opinions. Nobody's opinions. My opinions is open up the government. Back pay, give the people that is forced to work time and a half for them working. So back pay, time and a half. So back pay the people, time and a half, pay them out of your personal banking account, Trump. And that old wife of Eric, Trump, her old ass done said, oh, I know that it's gonna hurt for a little while, but know that this shutdown and us needing this while is for the betterment of the country. Really, bitch? Is your kids hungry? Do you have health problems where you are deciding, okay, and I'm going to tell y'all this story because I seen this story, and if I could find it, because I seen it last night, if I could find it, I will loop it in at the bottom. I will link it into the description, because this is a very sad story. It was this woman that she ran out of her insulin medicine. She's a type 1 diabetic. She's a grown woman, but she still has type 1 diabetes. And she ran out of her insulin medicine about the 10th day of the shutdown, because when she was saying that, she's like that she haven't had it in 20 days, and that she ran out in 20 days ago, which this I think when they were saying this was what, day 32, somewhere in between that. The point of it is she ran out of insulin. And if y'all know type 1 diabetics, they are on insulin. Okay. She didn't tell her husband. Oh, her husband was pissed when he found out. But she didn't tell her husband. She cut herself down to 1 meal a day so that her husband and her kids can have something to eat. Now, this woman, remember, is type 1 diabetic. Okay, so she cuts herself down to 1 meal a day, which is dangerous within itself. She ran out of insulin about 10 days into that. But, okay, she didn't tell her husband, oh, I ran out of insulin, because the money that she had to get her insulin, she used and bought groceries so that her husband, her kids could eat. And she's like, I'd rather die in my sleep than to have my husband and my kids go hungry. And the worst part that I feel like, and yes, them two things are bad enough, but the worst part of it is she found an old insulin vial that was out of date, that she was giving herself 1 shot a day, and she was on multiple shots a day. So She cut herself down to 1 meal. She was giving herself 1 shot a day with Day insulin so that her kids and her husband can eat. And she's like, I'd rather die than to have said that. Is that not sad? Oh, so Eric Trump's wife, I don't know what the bitch's name is. Is that the pain that you're saying that people need to do? And if y'all know about type 1 diabetics, it's nothing that they did to get diabetes. Their pancreases stopped working. They didn't eat carbs. They didn't eat sugar. They didn't do anything to their bodies to cause them to have diabetes, to be diabetic. So, I guess that's the pain that she's talking about. Because, like, that one is the freshest one in my mind. Like, there's millions that I have heard. But that one, and then, like, and I heard that woman's story. And it was, like, other people. I think it was Don Lemon. I think he's the one that did it. Like, if I find it, it'll be in the description below. Y'all will see what I'm talking about. But, so she was eating 1 meal a day, taking old insulin. And, you know, her husband, he was pissed when, he found out that, you ran out 20 days ago. And you used your money, or you used the money. And she's one of them TSA workers. She's forced to work. She's working and not getting paid. So she's not eating. She's working. She's giving herself old insulin. And only 1 shot of the old insulin. And she's like, I'm not going to the emergency room because that's another bill that me working my full-time job and not getting paid, we can't afford it. So Eric Trump's wife, is that the pain that you're talking about? That we have to endure? That she, I should say, because not we, because it wasn't me.
She ain't enduring nothing.
That woman that is a type 1 diabetic, that is giving herself old insulin. Now, like, when people heard that, they were mad. They raised money together and they got her, I think it was a 3-month supply of insulin. Because they was like, no. Like, that is a need. Like, 1, you're a mother. 2, it's nothing that you did. It's nothing, like, it ain't like she had the money and then went and bought clothes or gambled it away. No, she had the money for the insulin, and she chose, and instead of taking care of herself, she took care of her family, which is not right, because if you are not here, ma'am,
come on, let's go to bed.
your kids, your husband,
I found marshmallows.
you know, yeah, Savannah had them earlier. So I'm guessing that woman has to handle that pinch that woman said just for a little while. It won't hurt that bad, but it's for the betterment of the country. Really? That's what I'm saying. When I tell people my health problems is nowhere near them, nowhere near people. Like I always say, I have health problems, but somebody is always sicker. Somebody's always sicker. So I don't feel sorry for myself. But if I knew that me going out in the rain, me protesting, and it getting to, like, if they said Trump is in Knoxville, Tennessee.
I gotta find my needle.
He's at
I gotta find my needle for that.
Hyatt Regency, which is one of the hotels.
Just leave it here.
And
I'll get a chance.
even with it being rainy outside, even with it being cold, I would risk me being miserable, me being uncomfortable, me risking going to jail, which will probably kill me because, like, the coldness. I never been to jail, knock on wood. But what I'm saying is they always say, and I have heard multiple people say that, oh, if it's cold outside, they cut on the air conditioner. If it's hot outside, they cut on the heat. Okay. The heat doesn't bother me. It makes me feel better. But with it being January, and then let's say that I do go out and protest, and I'm on the front line, and I'm protesting, and then I'm wet, because it's like I said, it's rainy, it's cold. So it's rainy, so I'm wet, and I'm cold, and then I go to a place and they cut on the air conditioner where 80 degrees weather, I'm already cold, I'm shivering at 75. I don't think I will live in jail. I think I would die. But I'm willing to die for my kids.
Why?
Come on.
Because you're my baby. And I will give my last drop of blood for you and Hannah.
No.
I would, because y'all are my babies. I would give my life for y'all.
Will you still be alive?
No.
Mommy, I don't want you dead.
I know I don't want me dead. But if it came to you two, I would die gladly. I would, because y'all are my babies.
No, Mommy.
I know. I'm not planning on dying. Not anytime soon. But I'm just saying. So, that's all I'm saying. So, if she thinks that the pinch of the world is only going to last for so long, she needs to go on and give her banking account number.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, get it. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Get it.
I got it.
Okay.
It's right here. It's this.
I don't see anything. If the pinch is only gonna hurt for a little while, but it's the betterment of the country, why don't she give her banking account information to the Senate and let them take all the money that these people are now 35 days, Gary, or are we on 36?
I don't know. Probably 36.
I think we're on day 36 of it being closed. Let's pay these people that were forced to work, because it's to the point that the guards, the National Guards, the Coast Guard, all these guards that are forced to work, the military, are now saying, we're eating at soup kitchens. We're not going to be able to protect the country for much longer, because the solution that they told them, we'll just have a yard sale. Sell your family heirlooms to pawn shops. They're called family heirlooms because they're getting passed down generation to generation to generation, and not to be sold. Because if I buy somebody's family heirloom, it's not my family. So I am now the beginning of that family's heirloom, even though it could have been George Washington, Martin Luther King, freaking.
At school.
I know, it was Martin Luther King Day the other day.
We made the picture of him.
Did you? He was a good man.
We saw it at Leonard and at my classroom.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm going to let y'all go, because this little girl needs to get to bed. Yeah, you.
Remember, it was 100th day today.
And today was 100th day. That's why she got on her dress.
Yeah.
Because she dressed up as Sophia the First for 100th
And
day.
Miss McGinnis was a granny. And then she had lipstick on. She had crazy shoes too.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they misunderstood. I think you're supposed to dress up, dress up like somebody, like from 100 years ago. But I was like, Sophia and Anna from Elsa and Anna are older than 100 because they're from different centuries. But anyways, hopefully y'all like this video, and I will be looking for them videos, and I will link it in the description below. I hope that I find them. If I don't, I think it was John Linden. Sorry, I don't remember his last name. The dude off of CNN, black man. I think he's the one that was asking the question. If not him, it was Chris Kumo. I think that's his last name. Same CNN. You're a mess. You do it.